Hello, hello. Uh, Hopefully you can hear me and see me okay. YouTube is saying, I know it must be so annoying to hear me have technical issues like all the time, but it's saying the stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate on YouTube. Um, but it is what it is. Hey Puffin, how you doing? Oh, those are cool little like gummy bears and dinosaurs. I love those. How do you even do that? To be honest, I'm a bit of a Twitch noob. Like I don't. Hey Larry. Okay, good. Hopefully it's not too choppy and laggy and whatnot. Thankfully this is the last stream I'm gonna do while traveling. Next week, I will be flying back home to Canada, which I'm like, I've been really enjoying my time in Vietnam, but I think I'm ready to go home. So, and I'm also just really excited to see my family and to play board games and go to Terminal CityCon in mid-March, the weekend I get back. So, because I'll be flying, I obviously won't be able to stream. So this is hopefully the last time that you'll have to deal with me and my terrible Wi-Fi. But yeah, so today is a co-working stream, so we're gonna be getting some work done. Oh, let me get my timer going here. So we have an hour. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Countdown timer's not working. Q. Yeah, so we will have an hour to do whatever is on your to-do list. I will be writing and sending my newsletter. And I'm going to try to finish writing the script for this week's YouTube video, which is taking way longer than expected. Hopefully, I would really like to finish that today so that I can record, edit, and upload that tomorrow morning before I go do some stuff in the town that I'm in. Let me update my to-do list. This is from last week. So yes, I will be still writing and sending my newsletter, but I'm also going to try to finish writing YouTube script. We will see. It might be a bit ambitious, but I'm going to try. Now, first to do is fixing this freaking countdown clock that's decided to be annoying. Hey Leo, how you doing? You started getting into co-working streams. Nice! With like other co-working streams. Yeah, definitely join mine too. Yes. That's awesome. Best of luck with whatever you are working on today. Hey Chris, how you doing? I'm so glad that my videos have been helpful for you, especially regarding writing rules. That's really cool. Yeah, I heard from some people who I judge their games for Cardboard Edison, and then you can leave your email address, and then people can reach out to you if they have questions, or just if they want to contact you afterwards. So I always leave my contact information if people want to reach out to me, and a few people did, and they were like, yeah, I've seen your YouTube videos. I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And one of them said that they actually heard about Cardboard Edison through my newsletter. So that was very cool. And all of them were just so open and receptive to the feedback. And I know it can be so hard to put your game out there for a bunch of people to critique, especially when they're critiquing, behind a keyboard. People can be like even harsher than usual. And so just good job to everyone who submitted to Cardboard Edison. It's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of courage to put your game out there for critique. So good job everyone who did that, and congrats to all the finalists who moved through to the next round. My last stream, I went through all of them. Like I went through the list of the finalists, and we watched some of the videos together, which is really fun. That was my last stream if you wanted to check that out. But let me just quickly try and fix this because I don't know why it's being weird. But yeah, let me know what you are working on today. As always, I will be playing just some chill music, but I will be in the chat. If you want to chat while we're working, I do enjoy that because it makes things less boring. Oh, looks like it might be working now. Yay. So I have already eaten into 2 minutes of our time. So why don't we jump right into it and just start getting things done. I don't want to be up too late tonight. It's 9:12 p.m. for me here in Vietnam. Okay, let me bring up my music here. So I just made a lo-fi playlist out of music that will not get flagged by YouTube because it is from YouTube. It's from YouTube Music or Audio Library, whatever. So that's what we'll be listening to. So I'm going to be putting this on, but yes, I will be in the chat. Feel free to chat while we work, but let's work for an hour, then we'll take a break, and then we'll work for another hour. All right? Best of luck to you, and I'll see you in an hour. How's everyone doing out there? How was the first hour for you? I did not get the newsletter, as much of the newsletter done as I wanted to. I feel like this newsletter, I'm not fully like ranting. I'm just talking about some of the like downs of being an indie game designer and some disappointments that I have been dealing with the past few days that just have compounded on each other. And so, because, one of the points of my newsletter, like the little letter that I write at the top of it, is to share the behind the scenes, like the ups and downs of being an indie game designer. Like, it's not all, great. But I don't want to seem like I'm complaining, I'm very, very grateful for so many things. But, I got some pretty devastating news last Friday, and I didn't really let it affect me too much, but I think it's been a few days, and I'm just realizing that I think it, like the gravity of it, I think has kind of set in a bit, and so I'm just kind of like just feeling a bit down about it, I guess. So I just wanted to like share that, but I don't want to come across like I'm ungrateful. So I don't know. I might just rewrite the whole thing and write about something else, but yeah, that's what I've been writing and trying to find the right tone, because I do want to like talk about, what it's the full picture of being an indie game designer, but not seeming like I'm ungrateful. I don't know. How did you all do with what you were working on? Let me bring this up over here. No. Puffin started working on new items instead of the things I need to do. I hear that. I hear that so much. Why is it that, like, it's just so easy just to do other things rather than do the one thing that really needs to get done? That's why sometimes when I know I need to get something done, I'll like tell myself I need to get something else done, and so then I'll do that other thing just to avoid doing the other thing. Human brains are so weird. Yeah, no problem, Andrew. And yeah, some people in the chat were talking about like not calling things luck, calling things something else, and then that can be more palatable for people who are averse to luck. And they said, oh, just call it fate instead of luck. Doesn't Villainous do that? They have a fate deck, right? But it's not so much luck, I guess. It's just, well, I mean, what happens when people play a fate card on you, there's nothing you can do about it. So I guess that's a bit of luck that happens towards you, so they call it the fate deck. But yeah, having some uncertainty in games, I think is a very good thing. Having uncertainty increases tension and like the excitement in the game, the suspense of the game, the unknown. Like, I think that's really fun. Of course, there are perfect information games where there's zero luck. That can be a lot of fun. Chess, whatever. But I do think that, well, I guess, even then, there's always some uncertainty because you never know what the other players are going to do. But as far as uncertainty that is in the game, I do think having a certain level of uncertainty is, personally, I think it's always a good thing. But having too much of it, it's not really a game anymore. The game is playing you, you're not playing the game. So it's finding that balance. And like Andrew pointed out, it's also about your target market, where, kids or more casual gamers really might enjoy rolling dice more than like a very serious gamer, Euro gamer, whatever, who likes perfect information and no luck at all. But quite a few people like that, when you roll dice and you don't know what is going to roll, like that excitement, that unknown, that tension. I think that's a pretty fun part of games. But yeah, keeping your target market in mind is important for sure. Nice. Andrew got 1.5 emails done. That's awesome. Matt got through a new exercise, which they're loving. Practiced a tune for band rehearsal on Thursday. Cleaned the kitchen to prep for baking. Very productive hour. Wow, look at you. That's awesome. What instrument do you play? I played trumpet a little bit in junior high band for, I don't know if you have junior high in the US, but in Canada we have junior high, which is like grades 7 to 9, in between elementary school and high school. And so in junior high band I played trumpet and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't good at it, but I enjoyed it a lot. I do play the piano. I can play the piano. I don't play it because I don't have a piano anymore. But if there's a piano around, I'll play it. There's actually a piano in a grocery store near my house randomly. There's just a piano there for some reason. And so I'll bring sheet music. I'll just bring it up on my phone, sheet music, and then I'll play the piano at the Safeway, which is so random. But it's really fun. I enjoy it. Pretty rusty because I don't play very often, but it's fun. I do play guitar. I have a guitar. Maybe you've seen it in my videos hanging on my wall. I don't play it often either. But when I do, I really enjoy it. I actually have a dream one day of, starting a few bands. One is a Dolly Parton cover band called Beg Your Pardon. But I mean, trying to sing a Dolly Parton song, she's one of the greatest singers of all time. Like, I don't know. Just trying to just putting yourself up for comparison for that is a terrible idea. It would not be, trying to impersonate Dolly. It would be honoring Dolly and, paying homage to Dolly. Anyway, the other band that I would want to start is a band that covers Mega Man songs from the video game Mega Man, from the original Nintendo game. The music in, I think it's Mega Man 2, that has like the best music of all time. I will actually just like listen to that music in the background. It is so good. It's pretty tough though, pretty tough to play on the keyboard. Anyway, so yeah, when Puffin has 80 things that need to be done, it's so easy to get the quick hits and avoid the more pressing, bigger items. Yeah, 100%. That's why I try to break things down into as small and easy as possible little bits of things to do, rather than update prototype. It'll be, update the cost of the books in Tabletopia. Gotta break it down. But then you end up with like 30 small little things you have to do. I definitely avoided some things today and did other stuff instead. Yeah, I don't know what's the problem. Yeah, Andrew says, good to get it out even if you don't send. Yeah, that's a good point. I could just erase all of it and write something else. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Ball guy hasn't done anything today, but you have a nice cup of tea there to keep you going. That's awesome. That sounds lovely. I'm not much of a tea drinker, but when I do have it, I'm like, oh, this is nice. I should drink more tea, and then I just don't. Chris says, oh, if it helps, I'm in the computer game industry. Cool. Working for others has its own soul destroying problems. LOL, dream of mine to go indie. Yeah. That's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. It's just the idea or the perception that I had of, being an indie game designer. I'll never have to work for other people again. I'll be my own boss and it'll be amazing. But you're really working for all these different publishers and you're at their mercy. Which is not fun most of the time. For your newsletter, the power is in the edit. What does that mean? I need you to unpack that, Puffin. My brain's not. It's 10:30 p.m. here. Oh, so you have middle school, but it's grades 6 to 8, right? And they call it middle school. We call it junior high. Balgay can play several instruments, but got some surgery done on their wrist and can't play anymore. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe there's some other ones that you could play. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Matt says, one thing I struggle with is comparing myself to others. I try to just accept my lack of talent and press on. Oh, I don't think it's a lack of talent. No. But I can see how, we can say those sorts of things to ourselves, but yeah, what they say. Oh yeah, that was another thing that yeah, they're just just a bunch of little things just kind of compounding on each other. I forgot there was comparing yourself to others. There's this game that came out recently that is somewhat similar to one of my games. It's not identical at all, but it's just, in the same genre, similar vibe, and it has been very close to me in the BGG rankings for quite a while. We'll kept swapping spots back and forth as we kind of moved up the rankings, which is pretty cool. But then they've kind of taken off and left me behind, left me in the dust. But yeah, I don't know why I was keeping track of how they were doing. What's the point of that, It's very easy to compare yourself to others, though. And then, but I really try to be happy for people when I see them do well. It's a rising tide, for sure. And in general, I am very, very happy when I see these things. But when you're kind of feeling down about a few things, it can be easier to then feel down about that when you compare yourself to other people, for sure. And I think just the state of the world right now and just doom scrolling and feeling a bit helpless about what's going on in the world and what's happening to my country, Canada, and just these things being said about Canada that are completely untrue and attacks against Canada. And it's yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I might not be in the right mental state to write a newsletter today. I don't know. Maybe I just won't have a blurb today. I don't know. Oh, I see. You're telling me to edit what I've written for the newsletter. I thought you meant the subject of the newsletter could be the powers in the edit, and I didn't know what that meant. But yes, I think I think you're right. Or I just scrapped the whole thing, and it was more of a journaling exercise that I should probably just keep to myself and you all. I don't know. The original Diablo has good music. I haven't heard of that. One thing I do want to do once I'm back in Canada and have, consistent Wi-Fi is to play more like old school video games. I have an emulator thing that I can use and play more like video games and stuff on stream. I don't know if you guys would like that. I know some people would, but I think that would be fun. And I really want to play the new updated, just like newer version of, what freaking word am I trying to think of? The revamped is not the right word, but that's what's the word that's coming to my mind, of Riven. Updated version of Riven. But like they haven't updated anything. They just like they haven't updated any of the gameplay. They just made the graphics better as far as I know. I would really like to play that on stream with you all. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'm sorry I'm being a bit of a Debbie Downer. I don't know. Diablo 1 OST is really good. Okay, I'm going to write that down. I have a list of video games to play. Let me add it to my list. Video games to play. Diablo. Q. Perseverance can get you where talent falls off. That is so true, ball guy. That is so true. Like, truly. I think a lot of people who succeed were just stubbornly... perseverant is not a word. They're stubborn. They just stubbornly persevere. I think you're 100% right about that. When 90% perspiration, 10% inspiration. So Matt says, I'm trying to work on doing an arrangement for a tune, which is not something I know how to do. I'm trying to take it a few bars at a time. Cool. That's very cool. I think it's always cool, like people who can write music. That's a real skill, for sure. Clemens said, when you've grown up with video game music, it's actually hard to relate to normal music anymore. Yeah, I don't know if enough people appreciate or understand how good video game music was in like the late 80s and 90s. My goodness. Bangers. Or save it in a file like my rant. Is that what you mean? So Chris is an animator. Their frustration with designers led me to jump over to board games. That's cool you're an animator though. I think that would be so cool. I think that would be really fun. That's one of like the 50 different possible careers I've thought that I could maybe do one day. To be an animator. But yeah, isn't that interesting? Like, we just get tired of dealing with people so that we change careers and then we have to deal with those people. Is there a job where I can just be a hermit? I think Leo's got it right about just writing. Just write. Well, then you write stuff and then you put it out there and then just people rip it apart on Goodreads. But then then you have to deal with your editor and your publisher and your agent, blah, blah, blah. You just have to always deal with people. Ball guy just got tired of staring at a screen to make a thing that I could never touch. Ah, so you like the tangible, physical aspect of designing board games? Turns out you still have to stare at a screen. Oh my god, it's so true. Like, I quit, my day job. I worked at the University of Toronto for 10 years, sitting at a computer, 8 hours every day of my life. And I'm like, I can't do another desk job. I can't do another office job. I can't spend my life staring at a screen. What do I still do every day? I stare at a screen, and usually much longer than 8 hours a day. What have I done? What have I done? Oh boy. Uh-oh. But that's why I really liked working as a delivery driver. I did that part-time for a few years in Vancouver, and I really, really liked that. But, I made the leap almost 2 years ago now to try to make games full-time. And so I'm back at a desk job. I don't know how that happened, but obviously I love making games. It's so much fun. Love, love, love it. It's just dealing with some people sometimes, and their lack of communication and organization can be a little stressful sometimes. But overall, love it in general. Puffin's asking what kind of games do I like video games? If you mean video games, I love adventure, classic adventure games. I have a Switch at home in Vancouver. I didn't bring it with me because I'm just doing carry-on and I just didn't have room. But I played a game called Thimbleweed Park not too long ago, and it's like a classic pixel art adventure game, but it was made recently, and it had definitely had that feel of exploring a whole town and discovering the map and going here and talking to this person and trying a bunch of different things you can say to them to try to figure out what you need to do, and finding this item and then finding that item and then put them together to make a thing that lets you do the thing. A lot of the things, though, were very not intuitive and pretty silly. I had to look up quite a few walkthroughs to find out what to do. So it's just do I put the gum on the cassette to put it in the thing? No, that doesn't work. You had to take the key and put it in the lava lamp, and things that you would never think to do intuitively. But it was a huge world to explore, which was really cool. I am acknowledging that I am totally procrastinating for our next hour of work, but whatever. But yeah, what video games do you all like? Let me know. I actually do have an app for video games where I keep track of the ones that I've played. It's called GG. Let's see which ones I played recently that I liked. No, I want to see this. How do I see my rating? Highest. Okay. Oh yeah, I played a game called Love You to Bits a few years ago. It was so cute. I love that one. You basically just kind of go screen to screen. It's just this screen you need to figure out what to do. Now this screen you need to figure out what to do. And it's all these sort of fairly simple-ish kind of puzzles of how you need to move on to the next room. But it was the art was really cute. I remember really liking that. I think I'm gonna play that one again. Then there's one called Inside, which was really creepy. You play this little boy running across this very dark and scary kind of landscape, and you're avoiding these people who are chasing you, and you don't know why, you don't know what's going on, and the whole time you don't know really what's going on. You're just running away from people, and you have to figure out how to get out of this place that you're trapped in without dying, and you will die a bunch of times. And it has a very weird ending too. I'm not going to spoil it, but it was what is happening? But yeah, there's also one called There Is No Game, which was really cool, where it's very kind of meta. It's you're in the video game, and I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's a bunch of really cool things that happen in it and that I've never seen in a video game. That one's called There Is No Game. I won't go through the whole list, but those are some of the ones. Corthane has lately been playing Valheim. I haven't heard of that one either. Let me write that one down. Valheim. What's it about? What's its deal? Valheim. Puffin likes deck builders, roguelikes, bullet hells. What is that? I have never heard of that. Puzzle games, so anything from just puzzles to survival horror, because those have lots of puzzles usually. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, I love. I need to have a game with puzzles. If it's a game with any sort of shooting or fighting, I have no interest. I have no interest in that. I just want to do puzzles. But Puffin loves RPGs, but as I get older, work and kids take up so much time, so I avoid the ones that are more than 20 hours for a playthrough. Yeah, I get that, for sure. Yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking of an RPG, like a mobile game that has some RPG elements to it. That was cool. It was called Troll Patrol. You might want to check that one out. It has like RPG elements to it where you like build up your character. But it's kind of sort of like a play on match 3 games a little bit. But then there's some RPG to it. So that might be a fun thing to play, you know, every now and then. Won't take up as much time, but it was pretty cool. And it was by an indie designer. Yeah, Andrew, I can't imagine like living in the US right now, like regardless of where you are on the political spectrum, just dealing with just feeling completely helpless, not knowing what's going on day to day. Like, yeah, I can't imagine what it must be like to live there right now, and I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking to move to Canada, and I'm really sorry that people are feeling that way. Like that really it's really unfortunate for a lot of people that are feeling very unsafe and very helpless right now. And yeah. Hey Jesse, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Oh, hey. You like my guardian angel to come down and say something so nice like that. Thank you so much. I really needed to hear that. I've been in a bit of in a dark cloud, you might say, just dealing with some disappointing news from publisher, yada yada yada, state of the world, whatnot, doom scrolling. And so thank you for saying something very nice and kind. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Sorry, I'm way behind on the chat because I'm just chatty Cathy over here. I don't even know if Jesse's still here. They posted that so long ago. Jesse, you still here? Okay, let me fly through these a bit faster. Diablo has really good music. Game music is essentially modern classical music. Yeah, I agree. The program Aspirate is really good for sprite animation. Oh, that's cool. Giving me something else to look into. I've been looking at, Scratch. I've been looking at the program called Scratch that makes coding a lot easier for people, a lot of dragging and dropping, and I know you can do some animation a bit in there, but it's more about like making very simple video games, and that's something I was kind of obsessed with for like a few months and then just forgot about it because I was like, that might be the easiest way to make a video game is to learn Scratch. But I will look into Aspirate. Look into, where do I even put this? This is just gonna go under my general to-do list. Look into Aspirate. Sprite animation. Because I definitely need another freaking project. But I'll just look into it and not commit to anything. Uh, um, Even in animation, the players make videos frame by frame. Wow. Geez, that would be a lot of work. Start an alpaca farm. Is that your suggestion for my existential crisis? Oh, you're a 3D animator. You use Autodesk Maya. Ah, very cool. That must have taken so long to learn how to do that. Did you know how to code before? Or do you know how to code? Aspar is made for frame animation. Aha. It also has some nice tiling stuff, if I remember correctly. Night in the Woods is a nice indie game. Okay. Night in the Woods. That sounds cool. I will look into that. Oh, and there's a great soundtrack too. Oh, that's fun. Now, wouldn't it be fun to make music for video games? I think that'd be a fun job. Chris is currently playing Monster Hunter Wilds. Haven't heard that one either. Okay, sorry, I'm so behind. I'm just gonna power through this a bit faster because we have another freaking hour of work. Another hour of work. Okay. Nice, Matt. You sound very busy. Best of luck with all that you're juggling. Oh, nice. You have like a timer to ping you to remind you to do the next thing. I constantly use timers. I need to. Otherwise, things will take way too long. Okay, Andrew knows about Inside. Nice. That's the video game I was just talking about. Yeah, I don't know what they'd call this genre, but Inside, Stanley Parable, Portal 2, and the TV show Severance give me the same vibe. Corporate horror? Maybe, yeah. Yeah. I actually haven't seen Severance. I didn't know anything about it. I thought it was just like a standard kind of family drama. But yeah, I didn't realize it was kind of like weird with like kind of some surreal elements to it, which I dig. So, is it on Amazon Prime or whatever platform streaming service it's on? I don't have. So I would have to get the free trial to watch it and just binge it and then cancel my trial. Sorry. Have you heard of Baba Is You? I have not. What is that? Another video game? Valheim is great, but it falls off a lot in the late game. Best survival game I've played is Abiotic Factor. It's like Half-Life 1, but co-op survival. I don't know video games enough to know what all those words mean, but maybe one day. But very cool. Very, very cool. I do want to get more into video games, then I would know I would fully understand those sentences. Yeah, Baba, you're essentially coding the game. Which one was that again? Something Baba. What was it? Baba Is You. Okay. Oh, you as in you, like a sheep. Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna go through this a bit faster here. Yeah, too much news rots your brain, 100%. My brain is almost fully rotted at this point. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Oh, Ball Guys made a bunch of games to scratch. Oh, that's very cool. Very, very cool. I definitely would like to do that. It looks like a lot of fun. Have you done a scratch game jam ever? That looks like that'd be fun. Okay. Hey, Clark says this year. Yeah. Night can also recommend Night in the Woods. Excellent. Also, that the music is really nice. Good, good, good. I have it written down. I will look into that when I'm back in Canada. Chris is currently using Unreal Engine at work, but learn as they go. Usually a lot of smart people around to help. I was an animator first. Used to make stop motion animations with toys as a kid. Oh, that's so cool. That's really cool. I have never used Unreal Engine. I have used Unity. Use it, a lot of heavy lifting there. I poked around a little bit. I took some courses. Don't know how much I use it. Well, I mean, I made a game. A lot of the code was provided to me, but I did make a game in Unity. Very cool. Okay. And Corthane likes Norse Afterlife PC game, open world, collect and build some fighting bosses. Cool. I do have a PC. I have a PC at home. Is it on Steam? I'll write it down. Norse Afterlife. What do we got? We got open world. Collect and build. Oh, I still have Zelda Breath of the Wild. I have not finished that. Not finished that one. I also have not finished Super Mario Odyssey. I've not finished what's that really stressful cooking game? Oh, I can't remember. I stopped it because it was too stressful. Because it's also just me. And so when you play that game solo, you have to control both chefs, and it's just like impossible. It was not relaxing at all. And I'm like, why did I get this game? Collect and build, fight some bosses. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for the suggestions. YouTube looks like it may have frozen. That's fantastic. Yeah, exactly. Spend 1,000 hours doing anything and you eventually learn some of it. Yeah, it's just deciding what to focus on. Need to focus. Chris is just asking what some of the board games I've made. Am I frozen, YouTube? Please let me know if I'm frozen. To me, it looks like I am. So I have designed Blob Party. It's a party game, a cooperative party game. And it has a very colorful game box. And so basically everyone starts as individuals and you're trying to become one big team or one big blob by the end of 7 rounds, or 5 rounds if you play the advanced mode. And so the way that you become a blob is by matching your answers. So you have a category and a word card. And so you flip those over and then everyone writes down whatever comes to mind for those 2 prompts. And then anyone who wrote down the same thing becomes a blob or a team. Becomes a blob, otherwise known as a team. And then they will come up with one answer for their blob moving forward. So then you turn over another category and another word, and everyone writes down their answers. Everyone reveals, and again, if anyone wrote the same thing, they would join a blob until everyone has become part of the mega blob to win. So that's Blob Party, and WizKids just announced that The expansion will be coming out in in like a month or so, which is very exciting. I worked on that last year, the expansion, which adds 25 new categories and 100 new words. So I'm really stoked about that. So if you have the base game and the expansion, you could play up to 16 people with their own whiteboard, their own pen. There's also Play-Doh, which I didn't mention. So there's Play-Doh. So you squish your little Play-Doh, it has a little googly eye. You squish your little blob with other blobs that you match with. And so now you'll have two things of Play-Doh that you can squish together to make a super big blob. That is called Blob Party Neon Nights, is the expansion, which you can pre-order now. So that's pretty cool. I have another game called Chronicles of Light. That's with Ravensburger. It's a Disney co-op game for like targeted to like families, especially with younger kids, where you are completing your quests, defeating these shadows that have fallen into this realm, and if you do all that and then you close the vortex that has brought these shadows down into the realm before the end of a certain number of rounds, depending on the number of players, you win. So that is Chronicles of Light. That is at Target, and it should also be in other stores now. It is on Amazon, I believe, and I think it might actually be at Walmart. I think I saw that today, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to go to a Walmart and confirm. If anyone sees it at Walmart, please let me know. And then I have another game called Act Fast that you probably haven't heard of, but I love. It still is. I'm still getting like royalty checks for it, for like $40. It's not anything significant, but I guess they're still selling it somewhere. But it's a speed charades game where a bunch of people are acting things out at the same time, and they each have their own stand timer, and you have to guess what someone is acting out before their stand timer runs out, and they flip it over and then they draw a new card. You can go as long as you can until someone's stand timer runs out, and then everyone counts up their points and you rotate. I love that game. If I ever get the rights back, I mean, eventually I will get the rights back once they stop selling it to whoever they're selling it to. When I get the rights back, I definitely want to pitch it to another publisher that might market it a bit more and have more connections to bigger retailers, because I love that game. I think it's so much fun. And then there's another game you probably haven't heard of called Hold That Face that was published by Hasbro almost 10 years ago now. Holy moly. I have the rights back to that game. It is a party game where you're trying to guess what situation your friend is reacting to based off their facial expression. And you'll have a bunch of different cards, and you'll look at their facial expression and try to pick out which card that shows a different situation, which one they're reacting to. So I can't say, details about what's going on with that, but what I can say is I have the rights back to it, and I have pitched it to publishers to get it reprinted and actually, get some marketing behind it and actually get it into retailers and see what happens with it now that it might have a second life. Those are some of my games. Okay, I'm glad it wasn't Frozen. Yeah, it's not Frozen for me anymore, but it was Frozen for a bit there. That was weird. Nice, Chris. Yeah, Ball Guy for sure. It's definitely a big boost to my confidence having games out there in the world made by big companies. Yeah, it's definitely validating for sure, and it's just cool. So when these bad things, this bad news is happening, these disappointments are happening, I really try to remind myself of how just freaking amazing it is to have a game that I've made on a shelf somewhere. Like that in and of itself is a huge accomplishment, and I am very grateful and proud of that, for sure. That a big company could see the value in something that I created. Yeah, it's very validating, for sure. For sure. Oh, hey, Joe's here. How you doing, Joe? Um, oh, nice. Courtade is using Blob Party as a growth training exercise. Like at work? Oh yeah, I'm trying to get my work to use Blob Party as a growth training exercise. I love that. I think Blob Party would be a fantastic training tool in the corporate setting. If any corporations out there watching right now want to pay me to come in to host a Blob Party corporate training session, my email is open. Yeah, absolutely, Joe. It can be easy to lose sight of the successes. I'm really trying to be conscious of that, of not, it is okay to feel disappointment and to feel sad and to feel upset. It's totally good to not ignore those feelings, and those feelings are valid. But once you've felt those feelings, it is very good then to, at that point, remind yourself, and I'm talking to myself right now. I'm not trying to preach or say that I have everything figured out, but at that point, it is good to remind myself of all the amazing positive things that have happened. Like a very cool thing happened on Friday night, that same night that I got awful news from a publisher. That same night, one of my games was nominated for Game of the Year at New York Toy Fair. But I didn't give that much attention and just focused on the negative news, which, again, it's okay to, to work through those feelings. But then I am trying to focus on that something very, very, very cool happened that same night, So, yeah, just trying to keep perspective for sure. Yeah. Sorry, everyone. I was feeling totally fine, and then I started writing my newsletter, and I was just like, ugh. Yeah, so basically I wrote out my newsletter. First draft is basically talking about quite a few disappointments that have compounded on each other the past few days. They've been building up for the past few weeks, few months. And I wanted to share it in the newsletter, just to share some of the downsides of being an indie game designer. It's not all ups, there's also downs, but I also just don't want to seem ungrateful or just a Debbie Downer, so I might erase the whole thing and write something else. I don't know. Either way, I mean, I've already wasted a full hour just chatting because I'm avoiding writing my newsletter because I don't know what to talk about. I don't know. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate all of you guys so much as well. Like, truly, 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 truly. Okay, I think I've jibber-jabbered enough. I've delayed enough. Let's start the next hour, friends. Let's start the next hour. Let me update the timer here. Maybe my letter this week will just be, I hope you're all doing well out there and taking care of yourself, and that'll be it. Oh, there's just so much going on in the world right now. Ay. It's too much. It's too much. Okay. Jibber-jabbered for way too long, and now I'm going to be up way later than I wanted to be. Oh, well. What can you do? Okay, another hour is... Oh, let me publish this first so you can see it. Another hour should be up on the clock. Did it? No? Okay, let's try this. try this. Does that work? No? How about that? Yes. Okay. Let's do another hour of work, friends. I am going to figure out my newsletter and send it out, and then try to finish writing my YouTube script, which has been taking far longer than I thought it would. Please feel free to add in the chat what you are getting up to. Yeah, when Clemens is feeling down, they just read about asteroids. I know. I try to remind myself Carl Sagan's line about we live on a pale blue dot. You know, like we live in a vast universe. These little problems that we've created for ourselves are so inconsequential. That is a good reminder, Clemens. Thank you. Yeah, go take a walk, get some fresh air. The world is doing just fine. Your TV is having issues. Okay. Yeah, I went for a long walk before this, and that definitely helped. But it's so hot here. Oh my goodness, and it's not even the summer yet. It is so hot. Oh my god, I just like dripping in sweat the whole time. But it was a nice walk. It was, for sure. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, bald guy. One of their chickens was killed by a hawk. My sister and her husband have chickens, and a raccoon killed one of them. And yeah, it's really upsetting. It's really upsetting. I'm sorry about that. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? Yeah, it was much worse for the chicken, I'm sure. Yes, I'm still in Vietnam, Lewis, for one more week and a half. And then I'll be back in Canada. Oh, Lewis, are you going to Terminal City Con? I know you were thinking about getting tickets, right? If you are going, it'd be great to see you there. I know Amir is there, but he's at the Proto Alley the whole time. So I don't know if you'll be able to get a meetup. But if we can, that would be awesome. Okay, I'm gonna stop procrastinating here. I'm gonna put our music on. I will be in the chat, but I'm really gonna try and focus and send out this newsletter as soon as possible so that I can try to finish my YouTube script as well. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for letting me rant. Yeah. Come for the board game co-work, stay for the deep musings. I appreciate you calling them deep musings and not just ramblings, but thank you. Okay. I'm going to respond to chat by typing. We have 55 minutes on the clock. Let's do it. Best of luck to you. Feel free to share what you're working on in the chat. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, that time went by super fast, ball guy. YouTube is like a full 3 minutes behind. So if you want a more of an actual like real time conversation with the chat, I recommend heading over to my Twitch. There's only about a 10 or 15-second delay rather than 3-minute delay. So yeah, and while you're over on Twitch, you can also follow me. It says on one screen, it says I have 50 followers, which is what I need to be an affiliate. But then on another screen, it says 48, and it says you need two more followers to become an affiliate. So, oh, now it says 49. So, if anyone wants to be the 50th person to follow me on Twitch, that would be very, very, very cool. Very cool. I'll share my Twitch link with you here, if anyone feels so inclined. Okay. Yeah, it shows 50 to me as well, but I don't know what Twitch is calculating. I go to my home screen and it says 49. It says you need to get 50 followers to become an affiliate, and you're at 49. So I don't know what numbers they're looking at. I don't know why they have one number here, one number there. Oh yeah, now it says 50, yeah, 51. Thank you to whoever just joined. If you want to say hi on Twitch, I can thank you. I really, really appreciate that. So Dwayne is at the tail end of researching / prepping for a Kickstarter. It's a book, and we're doing cover design right now while it goes through the final copy edit. But I've been wondering about Kickstarter for pre-orders and building word of mouth. Yeah, for sure. I think that's one of the best things about Kickstarter is the marketing aspect of it and the visibility of the game, for sure, or the book or the project, whatever it is. A lot of, even for, that's why people use print and plays, like put print and plays up on Kickstarters. Print and plays don't need funding. Like unless you got special art done or a graphic designer that you need to pay. Most of the time, print and plays don't need funding, but there's a ton of them up on Kickstarter because Kickstarter has evolved into more of a point of sale and marketing tool than anything, which I find fascinating. And I still honestly can't really wrap my head around it. I think it's a bit odd to see like print and plays on Kickstarter, but I'm understanding why, and it's something that I'm thinking about. I would run a Kickstarter for a print and play. Because you get the marketing, the visibility, the point of sale without doing it for a physical product that you need to then deal with manufacturing and shipping and distribution, etc., etc. So I just sent out my newsletter. Thanks, Tony, for letting me know that you got it. Donuts are in the oven. Nice, Matt. Fantastic. What kind of donuts are they? Are they chocolate? Are they double chocolate? Are they glazed? I don't know where this craving for donuts has come since I've been to Vietnam. I've had more donuts in Vietnam than I've ever had in my life. I have absolutely no idea where it's coming from. And I've had some fantastic ones. Fantastic. I had one yesterday. That was so good. I wonder if I go back to Canada if I'll still have this craving. I don't think so. I don't know. How about you too, Sean? What did I say that you're saying me too to? I say a lot of things, so I can't. I don't know what you're also me too. And also YouTube is like super delayed. So, um, cinnamon sugar donuts. Oh man, that sounds really really good. That sounds really good. Oh, now it says 52. Thank you, Andrew. Yes, it says 52. Let me check my home screen now. What does it say? What does it say? Oh, it still says 49. If I refresh this, will this mess up the stream? Possibly. Hold on to your butts and refreshing. Are you still there? Hopefully that didn't. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up. It's still saying 49. But maybe it just needs time to refresh. So thank you very much. I still need, so if I get 50 followers, which it looks like I do, it says 52. If I have that, I stream an average, this is saying, of 12.2 hours per month, which meets the threshold of 8 hours per month. And now I have an average of 3.5 viewers per stream. That is very cool. And I needed an average of 3 viewers per stream. So the last one that I still need to do is stream 7 days per month. And right now it's at 5. So I just need to stream an average of 7 days per month. I'm sure I can do that, especially once I'm back in Canada. But yes, thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate that. And Twitch is, yeah, you see 52 followers. I also see 52. Now I see 53. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Holy moly. Thank you so, so, so much. I really, really, really appreciate that. That's wild. Thank you. So now I just need to get my butt in gear and stream an average of 7 times a month, which is entirely possible. Thanks, Joe. Okay, good. I'm glad you got the newsletter puffin'. Yeah, my cathartic newsletter. Please feel free to write back. I put this in my newsletter, but just saying it here as well. Please feel free to write back if you need to vent about anything. I really appreciate you all like listening to my and reading my letters. I try to make them as valuable to you as possible, but sometimes I just need to share what's going on behind the scenes with you like I did today. Yeah, so spoiler alert, I did send the ranty email today because, you know, some people said that they would find it helpful or relatable, you know, so I decided to send it. But I did put a note in there saying, please feel free to vent back. Because, I want to also hear what's going on with you and how you're doing. And I think a lot of people are feeling kind of how I'm feeling right now, just like, you know, a bit helpless and like, you know, there's just a lot going on. And then if you just in the world in general, and then if you have like, you know, other things going on in your life, like possible disappointments or whatever, like I kind of had a few the past couple weeks, then that can just add on top of everything else that's happening. So please feel free to share with me what's going on with you. I really enjoy it when people write me back because my newsletter is really a pen pal situation. It's not just a one-way thing. You know, I want you to feel like you can also tell me what's going on with you. So I'm glad you liked it, Joe. Good. And yeah, Lewis is not here anymore, but his company is the Job of the Week. Check that out at the bottom of the newsletter. I always have Job of the Week. And he runs a very cool startup called Boardsy. And it's all about helping independent board game designers stay organized with like their project management and their sell sheets and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So they're hiring someone to work remotely anywhere in the world on a part-time basis. So that was the job of the week. And there's a very cool contest of the week. It's called Solo Mode, I believe. And it's on BGG. It's on Board Game Geek. And the idea is to create a solo mode for a published game that does not currently have a solo mode. I was trying to think of what games are out there that you know of that don't currently have a solo mode that you could try to make one for. Like Lords of Waterdeep comes to mind because I believe it's 2 to 4 players. What other games are out there that you would like to see a solo mode that doesn't have one already? So many games now have solo modes, which is awesome. Thanks, John. Yeah, you can definitely reply to my newsletter. Yes. Yeah, I think probably like an average of like 1 to 3 people will reply to me each week, and I always write back. So definitely feel free to hit reply. Twilight Imperium, a little 10-hour solo adventure. Let's see. Twilight. No, let's go. I doubt they have a solo. I've never played Twilight Imperium. That's one thing on my game bucket list that one day let's see. Yeah, 2 to 6 players. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm mixing this up with I always mix this one up with Twilight Struggle. Which one is like the 12-hour one? Yeah, 240 minutes for Twilight Imperium. Is Twilight Struggle just as long? Oh, yeah. Twilight Imperium is the longer one. Yeah, Imperium is a 12-hour one. Ha ha ha. Yes. Struggle is the Cold War one. Twilight Imperium is the... Sorry, I'm just trying to make a way for me to remember that. A little trick for me to... Well, I guess I'll just think of the cover. No, I need to think of a way to remember that Twilight Imperium is the longer one. Like, I'll figure that out later. Any social deduction game... Oh, hey, Valiant! How you doing? Any social deduction game, but I don't know how solo... Oh, yeah, any social deduction game does not have a solo mode. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, any party game, too, I guess. But I don't know how solo style would with that. Yeah. Sean remembers they bought Twilight Imperium 3rd edition when it came out a long time ago, and I was so excited but couldn't find anyone to play with. I'm sure that's the hardest part of that game, is trying to find people to commit to 12 hours. Because what do they say on BGG? They say 240 hours. How many? Oh yeah, that's 12 hours. Okay, I thought they were underselling the length of the game, but no. 240 hours is 12 hours, right? Twilight Struggle, you know, that's an easy way to remember that it's 12 hours long, but it's the inverse. It's the inverse, which that kind of messes me up, because I'm like, the Twilight Struggle one, you struggle through 12 hours. No, flip it, reverse it, it's Twilight Imperium. I'm just trying to think of like imperial measurements. Is it our imperial measurement system? Do they have feet, or is that metric? Imperial, or is imperial the same as metric? Imperial units. Because if imperial not that this is interesting to you at all, but this is just, stream of consciousness with Pam after 2 hours of working. I'm going to try. If it is feet, then it's the 12 hours. Oh my God, why is this so freaking hard? Okay, it is. Okay, foot. Yeah. Okay, so the imperial unit is a foot, which is 12 inches, and an Twilight Imperium is 12 hours long. See, these are the things that I need to do in my brain. Okay, sorry, Tony answered this like 2 hours ago that Imperial has feet. Thank you. And Joe's like, struggle is shorter. Yeah, that could work too. U.S. uses imperial. Most of the rest of the world uses metric. Well, this is imperial is metric. Let me see here. Metric. Imperial units are still used, alongside metric units. Okay. The metric system. So the metric system is miles, right? Sorry, this really doesn't matter. All we know is that imperial system has feet, and that's how I'm going to remember it. Imperium infinite. Ooh, I like that too. Okay. I like that too. Imperium relates to empire, which typically sprawls. Yeah. But then I'm just going to think sprawl starts with S, imperial struggle. Don't worry, I'll get through it somehow. The US was, it's weird too in Canada because we still say, like if I give my height, I say 5 feet 6 inches. I don't say like 190 centimeters or whatever it is. And so that's imperial. The feet is imperial. So we give our height in imperial. I don't know. Oh my God, it's too late. It's too late for me to be trying to figure this out right now. Okay, see you, Sean. Hopefully, you're probably gone already, but if not, bye. Thanks so much for hanging out. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah. Well, Joe is like the puzzle guy, so he of course he's gonna help with figuring out a mnemonic. Cause I always forget that word too, mnemonic. My dad is so good at mnemonics. That's where I get it from. He has a whole system where he has like, if he's trying to remember a list of things, number 1 is a telephone pole. And so if he's trying to remember, I don't know, to take out the laundry, he'll imagine the laundry hanging off the telephone pole. And the second thing is whatever, it's a pair of glasses. And so maybe he's like, I need to call my friend Steve or whatever. And then he'll just picture Steve with glasses. He has like a whole system. It's amazing. Cold War involved lots of nations, but it was 2 nation states, not 3 or more. Okay. I see. So, imperial struggle. Is it imperial? Sorry, Twilight Imperium and Twilight Struggle. Twilight Struggle is with the Cold War, and that was just with 2 groups of nations. And Twilight Imperium is about imperialism, which is spreading. Okay, yeah, that's what that's what we'll do. And then also I like my foot analogy as well. Both of them work, and also the Imperium Infinite and Struggle short. It's not even short though. It's still like 2 or 3 hours long game. That's how the memory pros do it. No way. I'll have to tell my dad that. Moonwalking with Einstein is a cool book about that. Okay, cool. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Hey, Matt. Yeah, I forget the word. I need a mnemonic for the word mnemonic. That's actually not how I thought it was spelled at all. I thought it was like mnemonic, like PNEU. So it's like mind, need, extra. I don't know. Need a way to remember that it's mnemonic and that's how you spell it. Yeah, hey Mark. Yeah. Just got my newsletter. Sorry to hear about the setbacks / tough stuff. Yeah, thank you. Good on you for sharing. The process is never all good. It's important to acknowledge. Glad you're still pushing forward. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I really hesitated sending it because I really don't want to seem ungrateful or that I'm complaining or whatever. But I think a lot of us are kind of dealing with, a heavy mental load just with what's going on in the world. And then if other things happen in your life that are disappointing, that can all compound. And so I wanted to share it because I think a lot of people are feeling like this right now. And also just to show that, what you might see on social media, whatever, it's just like, oh, everything's so great. Look, I got this, and this. And it's like, there's a lot of rejection and there's a lot of disappointment in the game design industry. Especially for us indies and us indies, we don't have coworkers, to go complain to or, we just kind of, usually, most of the time, we're just dealing with it on our own. So it's nice to share these types of things with each other and lean on each other. And that's part of why I like these co-working streams, because I kind of miss having that camaraderie with coworkers where you can like talk about these things and work through things and stuff. So I really appreciate y'all listening to that, to me today and reading the newsletter and stuff. But yeah, as I said in the newsletter, please feel free to hit reply and tell me what's going on in your life as well, like if you want to, or just tell me how you're feeling, how you're doing, because I don't want it to just be a one-way conversation. So you let me vent to you, please feel free to vent back. You can hit reply anytime on the newsletter. It gets pronounced that, I thought it was mnemonic, but is it mnemonic or is it mnemonic? What is the way to pronounce it? All right, Andrew. Gotta go do some errands. Otherwise, I'm gonna sit in front of the laptop all day. Yeah, I hear you. Escaping while I have the inclination. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for hanging out, and thanks so much for following me on Twitch and helping me get to 50. I really, really, really appreciate that. Hope you have a great day. And Tony says, I remember a story of a memory pro saying for egg once in a memory exercise because he put the white egg in front of a white fence in the picture in his mind. Okay, yeah, it's very interesting how visualization can really help you remember things, for sure. Yeah, Joe, I agree. It's really good for people to see that we're not alone when we're struggling, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure, because it can be really easy to just take it all on your own when you're, an indie designer, you're an entrepreneur, you're doing your own thing, whatever, or even in general. It can be easy just to try and, just deal with it on your own, not even like burden other people with it or whatever. But yeah, I think it is good to talk about it for sure. And, if one of these things happened during a week, I would just, it really wouldn't bother me too much, but it was just, quite a few things piling on top of each other. But yeah, I do feel a lot better talking about it and sharing it, and hopefully other people will feel I hope I don't like bring people down with like the negativity. That's kind of part of why I didn't want to share it either. But hopefully people can relate and feel comfortable sharing back if they want to, or feeling like, okay, I should probably maybe talk to my friends or family about what I'm dealing with as well. Yeah. But it is 12:30 in the evening for me. It is midnight and a half o'clock. I was a real chatty Cathy tonight. But thank you so much for hanging out. I really, really enjoyed hanging out with all of you. Thanks so much for all the chats. Hope you all got stuff done. If you wanted to, or if you just wanted to hang out, that's all good too. I'm going to try to sleep now. And now I need to finish my YouTube. Oh, wait. The most important thing I need to do. Done. I wrote done next to write and send newsletter. I did not finish writing my YouTube script. That is for tomorrow. That is tomorrow, Pam's problem. Hopefully I can finish it up pretty quickly, and hopefully I can record and edit and upload my video tomorrow morning before noon. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. But I'll still try. Thanks so much, Teddy. I hope you take care as well. Oh, nice, Clarkus. Thank you for sharing a win with us. They say, I had my first success as a board game designer this week. I became a finalist in the Button Shy 9-card contest. Oh, that is so awesome. That is so awesome. Congratulations. That is huge. I'm sure they got a ton of submissions, and it's so hard to make a game with such limited constraints. Only 9 cards. That is so awesome. Good for you. It's Larry's Teddy Mac. Okay, got the connection. Thank you. All right, Tony. Yeah, I'm actually staying at a hotel in Ho Chi Minh City this weekend that apparently has pho for breakfast, or pho for breakfast. And some people on the review said it's the best pho that they had in all of Vietnam at this hotel's breakfast buffet. So I'm going to have that. I'll have it for breakfast just for you, and I'll let you know how it is. Oh, nice, Broken Biscuits. I'm so glad you got stuff done today too. That's awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I'm glad you got some things done. And for following me over on Twitch. I really, really appreciate that. But yes, huge congrats to Clarkus. Congratulations, that is huge. That is so cool. That is so cool. Okay, friends. 12 out of 100 became finalists. Wow. That is awesome. All right, well, thank you, Dwayne. Thanks, Valiant. Thanks, Ball Guy. Thanks, Mark and Matt and Sean and Andrew and Clemens and Lewis and Chris and Larry and I think Jess popped in for a second. Okay, and might be repeating myself with the Twitch, but thank you to Tony, Broken Biscuits, Teddy, Joe, Egg Cooker, and Corthane was here for a minute. Yeah. Okay, I am gonna go to sleep now. Thank you again so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this co-working stream. I know I did. And I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a fantastic day or night wherever you are in the world. And I'm heading out now. Okay, everyone. See you later.